think the biggest thing for me was learning to separate the broken self feeling. And when you realize that like, we are never broken, like broken things happen to us, like things will injure our heart, but it's not that our heart is bad. It's that it got injured. It's not that, our spirit is bad. It's just that it's been hurt. And I called it ED, eating disorder. And I would just be like, I don't deserve to feel that way. Like, I'm not going to let you tell me that and I still, every once in a while, I start to feel it kind of come back. And I'm just like, I've done without you for a really long time. I don't need you in my life. And I'm not going to let you make me feel like that about my body. And even though sometimes that's hard to say, because I'm like, but right now I do feel like that about my body. And it's like, but I'm not going to let you tell me I don't want you in my life.
Yeah. That's super powerful to separate it from you. I've never heard it described like that. That's so smart. Because it's really, the mind is so powerful. The mind created it. The mind can get rid of it.
Exactly.
And you at your core are whole and perfect and pure, and anything else is just, the reason why it doesn't feel good is because it's not you.
Yeah. Yes. And I remember like I had a dream one night where it was like creepiest dream I've ever had. And it was my eating disorder was this scary woman who was controlling everything I did. And I was the only person that could see her. And I was at a party with a bunch of people in the room, and she just followed me. And every time I'd do anything, she would hand me a piece of paper and I'd have to sign a contract with her, and she'd take it. Like, it's like she knew everything I was doing and controlling it. And it was the creepiest dream. And I remember waking up just being like, that's my life. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to be controlled by this thing. That's not me.
Wow. Was that, did that stuff start to peak in? Because, you were much younger. So you talked about dancing in college, right? So you would have been barely 20. Then you go on stage, and now you're on stage all the time. And does it desensitize you even more to those thought patterns, or does it make it come up even more where you have to like practice the self-love is so overused, but practice that sort of disassociation with the thoughts and realize that they're not to not want them to be a part of your life, or which side of it does it fall for you?
I honestly think it hasn't changed it. I feel like success or notoriety or any of that stuff, it doesn't actually change who you are. It just like amplifies whatever you are. And so I feel like the same triggers, the same insecurities that, the same things I'm confident about since becoming like more successful in life, and having more money or whatever you want to say, they've only all gotten bigger. And I just have to kind of keep working on all the same things. And I continuously get better at them, but that's one of them. Is it will come back, and when it comes back, when I say come back, I haven't relapsed, since like my first relapse, in recovery, but the feelings will come back, and I have to nip it in the bud before because I know what it could do to me. And so, and it's funny, even with my friends, like you said, everybody's got some sort of a relationship with food. And I'll talk to my friends who, they never had eating disorders, or clinically described eating disorders, but yet we'll talk about the relationship with food and how it's hard sometimes to be like, is this me being healthy and aware that maybe I do need to take a little better charge of my body and my diet? Or is this my mind being unhealthy and lying to me and being mean? And it's like this constant battle to like evaluate. And for me, it just comes from, what's the source? Like, what's the actual source of why I feel this way? Yeah. And, where is it coming from? And that can help me evaluate, like, what is it valid for me to like think I need to do a little better, because there's value in that. Or is it me beating myself up because I have low self-worth because I don't think I'm enough, anyway, so it's a constant little battle, but I just, I've gotten really good at recognizing when it starts to come back. I'm just like, no,